Hey everyone, it's Mark Sunderland with Encore Success. Tonight we're going to have a little conversation. This is a special one for you. Really kind of a hands on approach to getting your crap together. And I'm going to get a little personal, a little raw for a moment with you. And right now I'm sitting in my office. I've got a downstairs office where I work. And I've discovered that as I've gone about working and um, starting Encore and moving forward with this next phase of my life, there's certain things that keep running into that slow me down, set me back. And one of them is I've got this, I don't know what it is, but this need to hold on to things. I have a really hard time letting go of things. And as I look around my office, I'll spin the camera around here in a second. You'll see what I'm talking about is I start taking things into my space. My office is my creative space. It's my getaway. It's my take care of things. It's my everything I want to do for myself largely happens in my office. And at the same time, when things get out of whack or need sorting through or whatever, I tend to go grab them from wherever they are physically and bring them to my office. And when that happens, what I'm really doing is taking something that didn't have a place in my life, didn't have a place in my storage areas or whatever it is, and I'm putting it in my office, so I have to deal with it. And then I don't deal with it. I put it there and I'm in the middle of other things, and so I say, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it. And eventually there's so many things that pile up in my office, I can't do anything for me, for myself. I can't work on my business. I can't help my clients because I just get bogged down. It's like you're just stuck in this muck. And so today I got up this morning at, she was 4 a.m. I woke up and I said, okay, I'm going down to my office. I'm going to start working on it. And I did. I came down and I started chipping away at things, and this thing was packed. I should have taken a before picture. And if this was the first and only time this has happened, it might be more unique, but it's not. It's happened multiple times. And so I've been chipping away at this thing probably off and on for better part of a day. And I just want to show you where I'm at. And we're going to walk through what it really means, because where I'm at in the process is I'm to the place where I almost have my space back, but I don't own it. I don't have things put in a place that they will not encroach again. I took chaos out of my office and put it in other places, committing myself to have to take care of that still. So I just kicked the can down the road. And when I did that, I didn't address the source of the problem. Now, that might be a little deep, I understand, but what I'm really saying is, it for me, my problems are me. I have to take care of them. I have to sit down, I have to work through them, and I have to resolve them. And when I'm resolved, things look fantastic. And I can walk through other spaces in my life. In the last several months, I've reorganized my garage so that we can park our cars in there. It's wintertime now. Whereas before there were several projects going on. We had a flood earlier this year, had to move stuff out of a storage area that was just packed with stuff, and now that's organized. Garage is organized. We've got an exercise room that we just put together that is beautiful, that I will show you all of these um, in tomorrow's video. But it's just, this is what one of my struggles is, and I know that each and every one of you have your own struggles, but I just want to show you what it takes for me. And I think it's a principle in life that when we manage, some people are just super organized. Let's just say some people know how to take care of space, and they organize it, and they are great. In an office organization, I've heard that there's pilers and there's filers. You either put things in piles or you file it away and it's done. Well, I'm both. And when I have access to readily available filing systems, I will use those and I will have a tip top shape space. But when those are no longer available, or I perceive them as not being readily available, it might be a little too hard for me to use those at the moment, I stopped doing it and I start piling. And so now we're going to flip the camera. And what's going to happen is you're going to see what I'm talking about. So right here, there's the entryway to my office. There's my door. Boom. And then right here is a card table that I popped up to take care of some organization. And then there's a little desk area and some study stuff. And under there, on where that little fishbowl looking thing, that's one of my filing cabinets. And then I've got a closet that's got storage cupboards in it, which are for the most part organized. And then we start to get to my less beautiful stuff. There's one of my bookshelves and one of my projects. You'll hear more about this one here. Those are bricks of $25 in pennies, so 50 rolls of pennies. And that's totally its own thing that I've worked on, but I ran out of space for it. I couldn't keep doing it because I didn't have any space for it. And I had to stop. And then I've got some organizational stuff, got some, here's my desk, different computers I use, got my filing cabinet. So this filing cabinet right here is 90% not used. Yeah, 90%. Because I can't actually get to it. You see, there's this clearance problem here. And when I put this desk in, it wasn't designed to take care of enabling me to use my filing cabinet. I haven't used the filing cabinet for years, and so it just hasn't gotten, I haven't put it to use. And then I've got this bookshelf, a couple printers, some other stuff. And here is this used to have a whole bunch of materials that were printed out. Every one of these little bays has a label. You can't see them because the stuff is either covering, or I removed them because that set of materials is no longer something I use. And so these are literally my stacks of piles. Each of those is one of my piles that needs to be gone through, organized, filed, and done with. That's unresolution. Yeah, that's 5 high, 3 wide. It's 15 of them. Yeah, it's just shocking, right? And then my other bookshelves, my large ones. And then we've got some of my other projects. See, this one right here is the pennies that I was talking about, working on some projects. I ran out of space. I couldn't do it. And then the center area of my floor, there was a table here, little kind of cocktail table, I guess they call them. It was circular. It wasn't designed to be in this space, but I was trying to get rid of it, and I couldn't bring myself to take it outside, so I just stayed in here. And after being in here for like a week, stuff started getting put on it by me, right? And all of a sudden, I couldn't use it. And I didn't pause. And the whole purpose of this is I didn't pause and take time to organize at that moment. When the first table came in and there was a project underway, when that project ended, I didn't stop and make space for it or find a place where I could do that project in the future. So I just stacked on top of it. Then I stacked on top of that, and I stacked on top of that. I'm currently in the process of scripting videos. You create content based on things that you've experienced, your own research of other people. You put it all together, and then you have something to share with people. That's the whole concept of Encore University, which is part of Encore Success. And I started getting all sorts of equipment. I've got, let's see, where is it? Right down here, this little case is my camera. Sweet camera, works great. I didn't have space to set it up. It's wide angle, and you have to set it back a little ways. I had to get things out of my way. I got a microphone here so I can get really good audio quality. I have been sitting on this thing for 2 months. It's embarrassing to say it out loud, I know. And the commitment is, if this is something I really want to continue to build, I need space to make it happen, and I need equipment to use. Obviously, I've got my computers that I use all the time, but I need more specialized equipment so that they're high quality. There's something that people can take and use, and I'm not even set up to do it. I'm not. Now, am I far away? No. After working all day today and getting things picked up and organized, I will have my space back sometime tomorrow. And I told my wife earlier, I said, I'm not going to bed until I make my video in my clean space. Well, this is just going to have to count for tonight. It's late, and I'm exhausted. I've been awake for 20 hours, and I'm looking at my space, and it's not where I wanted it, but I'm in the right direction. I'm heading the right way. And because of that, I can say, this is a win for the day. And tomorrow I'll come back, and by the end of tomorrow, I'll have a second video. Now that I say that, I will take you through some of my wins, the areas that turned out beautiful and are just well done. I'll even use my different camera. Right now I'm just using my phone because it was right here available to me, and I didn't have to set up the tripod and all the other stuff. But what do you do with your messes? Are you pushing them around? Are you trying to figure out how to stuff it in a shelf or keep it in a drawer somewhere where no one can see it? Are you looking at it and just thinking, oh my gosh, I feel so overwhelmed right now? And if you are, I hear you. I hear you. I've been there, and I've worked through it many times. The reason I show you this one is because this is what stopped me from doing this 6 months ago. I have been wanting to be able to share several things through Encore, and the place in my head that I wanted to do it, it was kind of like a milestone for myself, is when I'm ready, I will have my office ready so I can use it that way. And I haven't done that. And today was the day. Today was the day to start that. And and luckily we're pretty darn close. This sucker is going to be beautiful, and then the next day I'll start weeding out bookshelves and downsizing more stuff. But if you're stuck, I want to share a quote with you. This quote has changed my life, and I found it in the funniest of places. I picked up a tin of mints, breath mints, and I popped it open, and it has my favorite quote of all times in there. I'm going to show you just quickly the tin of mints. There's the mints right there, and there's the quote. But to actually read it a little better, it says, "The secret to getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks, and then starting on the first one." It's by Mark Twain. Let me say that one more time. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. The secret to getting started is to take your complex, overwhelming tasks and break them into small, manageable tasks, and then getting started on the first one. So today, that's what I did. And it's my challenge to you, is look at your life and look at the things that are stopping you, that are preventing you. Maybe it's some business decisions. You've got to figure out the market you're in, or how to better compete with your competition, or how to better connect with your clients. Maybe your customer service function isn't very strong. Maybe your product offering needs to be revisited. Maybe you need to bring people into the business that you've been avoiding, or you need to kick some people out. You need to hire some new people. You need to retrain some people. Maybe it's you're stuck trying to write something. You're staring at a screen and nothing's coming out, and you need to do something to get the juices flowing, to get the ideas coming. Maybe you need to have a mastermind group or a brainstorm session, or just take someone to lunch and pick their brain just to get some variety. Whatever it is that's holding you back. That's just like my office was what was holding me back. I've got so many other things that are ready to go, and other things I've been working on that have just been super awesome. They're the kind of things that you look back and you say, man, I'm proud of that. But I walk in my office, and my shoulders start to slump. I feel tired all of a sudden, and I'm like, this is not where I want to be. I took control, and you can take control. Break it down. Identify what the big stuff is. Take the big stuff, turn it into little stuff, and start on the first one. And sometimes people say, hey, Mark, there's just so much craziness, I don't know where to begin. Pretend like you did know where to start. Where would that be? And then create a plan. And we'll go over plans. And I'll walk you through the process of creating game plans. Game plans, I think, are one of the most powerful tools of productivity ever created. A game plan will make or break your life. And when you know how to use game plans, it changes your life, it changes your family's life, your friends, your employees, your colleagues. Everyone has a better life when there's a game plan in place. I mean, just look at professional sports. If you're into, football, basketball, hockey, baseball, whatever it is, rugby, every single coach has a playbook. It's a stack of game plans that they can use to turn the tide in a game, to make a difference, to get to that. We're winning. And that's what they do all day, every day. They're the best game planners out there. They're professional game planners. Well, you need to be a professional game planner for yourself and get started. Have a great night.